What I want to talk about in the next hour is the latest position, as we have it, as we speak in May 2023, on the sanctions regime and the associated SRA guidance note on sanctions, which was published in November 22. I also want to touch upon recent SRA guidance on SLAP litigation. I also want to update you on the register of overseas entities as well. But I then want to focus more particularly on new requirements in respect of counter-proliferation financing. And to accompany those new requirements, we've also got a new republished and re-edited version of the Legal Sector Affinity Group Guidance document, which was issued at the end of March 2023. I'll also just briefly mention the evidence that we need for all of this stuff to show that we have taken all of these things into consideration. Another point which I think is worth of a mention is that of the register of overseas entities. When Russia invaded Ukraine in February of 2022, there was a lot of pressure exerted on the government to introduce the Economic Crime Act of 2022, which had been hanging around, parked in the long grass, for a long time, several years, in fact. But it was rushed through Parliament. It got the royal assent in March of 2022. It came into force on the 1st of August 2022, and it introduced this register of overseas entities. Now, obviously, some of the service areas, and it obviously focuses on the commercial end of the practices, highlight that are at heightened risk exposure are trade finance, commercial contracts, manufacturing, particularly in relation to dual-use goods, as I was illustrating, commodities, mined metals and chemicals, shipping and maritime work, military and defense work, and aviation work. All of these are areas of risk. And if we're acting for clients who are involved in any of these areas, and we are providing advice that has a financial flavor or an insurance flavor to it, then we have a counter-proliferation risk to consider.